Hello everybody, this is FoSk Senior, and we are back with some more Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. It's Savage Sid the Blocker, apparently, which is a little bit more defensive-oriented than I would have thought Savage Sid would have liked to be described as, but, we'll work on that as we go. We are a Formicid of Rue, and we've made a number of sacrifices along the way. I mean, Rue says sacrifice that you might gain great power. And we certainly have. We've made some serious sacrifices. We can't train dodging at all. We're hated by all. We're a coward, and we can barely read. So, or at least we're a nervous reader. We can't read under any sort of high stress situation. Maybe we have to spend some time sounding out the syllables or something like that. So, but we're doing okay, I think. We made it through one video. That's more than I can say for any of the Murgatroyds. And we're feeling pretty savage here. Ready to head down into the lair in a second. Commenter did mention that there was a hand axe of flaming here, which I noticed, but I decided to neglect. It's actually, yeah, as you said, it would be great for dealing with hydras in the lair, so we'll absolutely take this along with us, used in case of hydra emergencies. Thanks for pointing that out. Seriously, no, if you guys ever have any suggestions, if I'm ever acting like an idiot, definitely let me know. Like here, even, I feel like that would be pretty good to use against this zombie. Let's try just wielding it real quick. It's a +2 hand axe of flaming. You know what? This might be better than my +2 war axe, honestly. Let's try just chopping through this jelly real quick. It seems to get the job done. Maybe I should just use this as my main weapon for a while, at least until I find a better war axe. Maybe I could brand my war axe, or hopefully I'll find a better axe, like a two-handed axe. And that reminds me, I think what I did want to do is actually put some more points into axes, considering that I'm now a blocker. That doesn't bother me too much. I kind of like getting my shield penalty gone immediately. In fact, we're pretty close to that. If we get that up to 15, we're going to be good. But if we're going to use like high-level executioner's axes or something by the end of the game, I feel like you need an absurd amount of axe skill to get there, like 25, 26 axe skill to get to min delay. And you know what? I think it's time to put some points into fighting too. We're a fighter. We need some fighting. Sid loves a good fight. Good fight. Gotta go fighting. So let's just clear out the rest of this floor, and then we'll head down into the lair. And I think we can dig in the lair. I can't believe we can't even wear a hat. We found a good helmet and a good hat already. Altar of Zin. Yeah. I think the lair should be fine. I'm pretty sure that we can dig. Chainmail magic resistance, glowing black. Which is interesting. I was thinking about putting on my +4 chainmail of poison resistance just for that extra 2 pips of AC. Maurice, interesting. Crazy old Maurice. We'll dig in here to make sure that Orc Priest can't deal with this at the same time, but hopefully he should get chopped up. He's gonna get, he's gonna try to steal from me. That's the way that Maurice likes to do it, right? That's his situation. But hopefully we can chop through this Orc Priest. I'm not sure if this flaming is actually better than my war axe. I'm not sure. I'd have to crunch the numbers on that or something, but for now we're okay. We should get an infusion up, and probably a Song of Slaying would have been good. But it's a little late for that. Still got this infusion. We should be able to chop through Maurice. He's going to try to teleport. Hopefully we can take him down right quick. Ah, that's a little obnoxious. He healed up and teleported. I mean, that's what I would have done too, so I guess I can't blame him that much. It's just smart tactics. I was dissing the AI here last video, but Maurice seems to have it down. They call him crazy, but maybe he's the least crazy one of all. We have a cloak, right? It's a +1 cloak, so I'm not sure if we're going to get that. I would like to maybe put on that ringmail, or that chainmail. Oh, and here's the Orcish Mines, so we actually have a choice. Very interesting. I was thinking actually about going to the Orcish Mines, because I think the Orcish Mines might be easier for us. With our big cleaving axe, and, our magic resistance is something that you'd want in the Orcish Mines more than the lair, probably. So we could go to the Orcish Mines and just see what it's like. Wouldn't be that bad. Now I gotta think. Think. We'll clear out the rest of this floor, and we'll talk our way through it. I wish I could find a little bit of meat here. Alright, you know what? I think that... Well, I can't reach some items for some reason. Why? Because I can't get my way in through there? Is that like a weird part of the Orcish Mines or something like that you have to tunnel your way through? Or what's up with this? I just have to get down from another floor. Okay, that's interesting. So I could try to do that. Let's go and check that out. Get a couple of dollars. Because, now that we have the option, I sort of do want to go into the Orcish Mines. I feel like that would be pretty cool. No. Oh, wait, did I have to come up from the other end? I think I have to come up from the other end. Yeah, that's a down staircase there, so never mind. Alright, I think I'll go to the Orcish Mines just because not like this is a serious consideration, but I have my cursed chainmail of magic resistance right now. So rather than just use a scroll remove curse and put on my +2 AC from the chainmail, maybe we can just go into the Orcish Mines first. I also think it's just going to be easier to cleave my way through tons of orcs and better opportunities to dig. Let's just try this diamond ring on real quick. Cursed ring of loudness. Well, actually, never mind now because I'm just going to remove it anyway. So I've got all sorts of considerations here. Maybe let's just go down into the lair. That's the usual order of operations here. We should be able to dig. We should be relatively safe. We got the poison resistance. We got 20 AC now. I think that we're feeling okay. So let's just go down to the lair like we said we would. Alright, and if things look really crazy, we'll go into the Orcish Mines. We don't have to full clear this either. If we wanted to be really safe, we just do the first 7 levels or something and then go and do the first part of Orc. That'll be easy enough, I think, at least. Very hungry, but hopefully there's going to be lots of good, meaty creatures in here. Song of Slaying might be nice, but I'm not sure if we really want to start that business right away. Okay, we're really horrified at the sight of all these blink frogs. Let me butcher this? Yeah. Eat some flesh? Yeah, I just want to be not so horrified with these guys. And maybe if I could dig, that'd be pretty ideal, but maybe also if we just get up a song of Slaying here. Come on, start singing. Okay. We should be able to take out these blink frogs. We're somewhat horrified, I admit. But we've also got an awesome axe, and we're chopping our way through blink frogs. See, the horror is canceled out by the song now. We can bolster our courage a little bit. Well, not quite just now. We'll take these guys upstairs. No reason not to stare dance. We don't need to be horrified. Let's just run away. Let's just do what our gut instinct is telling us. If we're saying that we're horrified, we're horrified. We should probably flee and be cowardly about it. So that's interesting. I guess that it's probably to our advantage to use proper tactics here. It sort of anti-synergizes with our axes, where we want to just sort of get in and fight everybody. But it definitely does sort of synergize with, or at least it doesn't anti-synergize with our hidey hole digging tendencies. Whoa, yeah, see all these guys? Maybe you guys want to come upstairs. And I'll put up Infusion and a Song. And I think maybe if I swing like this, I can get both of them. I'm not sure if that actually made a difference, but I can read scrolls again. Oops, not anymore. But all these guys can just die eventually, right? Can read scrolls again, no problem here. We're not horrified. We've got a pretty good song going. Blink Frog attacked himself, thereby distracting himself. Okay, so yeah, Prince Ribbit was a pretty good warm-up there because we know we're going to have to fight all these frogs. It's just a fact of life, and we can infuse ourselves a little bit to take out this last one. Right, Mr. Blink Frog? Hopefully. Why don't you die? I mean, this Blink Frog is particularly tough. Stunned by my will. Please, let's keep that going. Maybe I should be using the War Axe. I'm not sure if this Hand Axe of Flaming is actually getting it done. Chop my way through this plant here and take my needle. Not wasting needles. Fine. Well, I'm not sure. I think I might go back to the War Axe for real quick. Let's try this War Axe. Yeah, I'm going to take my War Axe as my main weapon again, just to try it out. I feel like I'm going to want that against some of the more beefy foes that I'm likely to find around here. And then if we find something that's particular, if we find an Ice Beast, if we find a Hydra, we'll not forget to use our other option. Short Rune Staff, we could have gone that. We could have gone a staff game, but I'm committed to my axe by now. Iguana biting itself is totally hilarious. I mean, how do you do that? You gotta be pretty confused to bite yourself. I'm not trying to insult you, Iguana. I know my force of will is pretty severe. But yeah, these water moccasins, no problem. Charm skill going up. Shadical is getting there. I feel like I should learn regeneration just so I can keep tabs on it, just to get an idea of how much more skill it's going to take. Like, it's 99% right now, but what if I were to theoretically learn up some necromancy, maybe? Or some hexes, if I wanted to do spectral weapon. It'd be pretty cool to have a big spectral axe. I'm not going to lie about that. Book of Ice. I really can't see myself going in that direction. I was thinking if I was going to pick up an elemental school with this character, it would probably be Earth, you know, or maybe Venom, because the former kids have excellent aptitudes for that. But not Ice, probably. I mean, we could learn Stone Skin instead of Azakubo's armor. It would probably be the better option for us. And, yeah, okay. But I would like to maybe, let's learn Regeneration. Because that's one that we want to have eventually. And we took out that crocodile lickety-split. So that's making me feel good. I mean, yeah, look at this. Unfortunately, there's no place to hide out here. Which is why we like to have the axe, just in case. It would be nice to have a hidey hole, though. I mean, spaces to dig are scarce here in the lair. We'll try to take out these guys. Okay, yeah, the Black Mamba is hurt. Let's try to chop this guy and kill him. Okay, now it's just a one-on-one. Yeah, Black Mambas are tough. That's why he's yellow. But we got him. I mean, we did get him. It was a tough fight. He took away more than half our health. So we can't underestimate these foes. I'm a little bit nervous. You know, I'm treading with caution here. I mean, we are pretty cowardly. But maybe that's healthy. You know, a healthy dose of cowardice. I have to say, you know, if I were in this situation, I'd probably be pretty nervous myself. Maybe that's Harrigan's undoing. You know, he got a little bit too bold, you know, singing and working his way through the dungeon. He got kind of cocksure. You know, he was not awakened in the same way that we were. Okay, horrified slightly by these blink frogs, but I think horrified is a little bit of a strong word. And if we dig in here, see, yeah, and we can't see him. If you can't see it, it's not going to scare you. You know, that sounds a little bit irrational, but, you know, I mean, this is like an irrational phobia that we're talking about. This is like irrational Rue-induced horror. So, I mean, there's nothing rational about this. If we can't see the blink frogs, we're not going to be horrified. Yeah, these guys are blind / dead. That's, good for you. Okay, I guess we can try to... See, what I'm trying to do is hold control and then attack sort of in a different direction, because I'm not sure if cleaving still works like this, but I'm pretty sure, at least the way it used to work, is that if I were to attack diagonally right now on one of those guys, it would cleave everything except for the square behind me, so I wouldn't be able to attack both of them at once. But if I hold control and attack in any other direction, then I can sort of hit both of them at once. Like, I missed them both there. Well, now, okay, well, now they're not next to me at all, so never mind. It's completely moot because I missed, but it was at least worth a try, right? I might as well try to be proper about that if we're going to be cowardly and proper. Like, here it doesn't matter because they're not at 180 degrees. You know, any other configuration is fine. But all these guys should die pretty quick. We're tanky enough. I mean, 20 AC is tanky enough for this stage of the game. We want to get better. We want to wear plate mail eventually. Crystal plate mail or something. That'd be awesome. With the orange crystal plate mail. I've never seen that before. It would be an awesome artifact to find. But for now, let's just keep dreaming big, but keep our heads on, you know, keep our feet on the ground. Keep our heads grounded too, you know? We want to be grounded, this character. No pie in the sky dreams, let's just live in the moment. You know, that's what being awakened is all about. You know, we're not dreaming here. We're awake. But that's layer 1 finished, right? So that wasn't bad at all. I'm really happy about that. I guess maybe we should continue on our way. If that's... Well, I mean, I guess the hardest thing we found there was a black mamba. We're probably going to find more and more of those as we go down. And probably a whole bunch of... What is this? Interesting. A whole bunch of, like, death yaks and stuff that we're going to have to figure out how to deal with. But hopefully we can dig. Maybe it would serve us well to stick to the edges a little bit. If we're going to find wide open areas, maybe we should explore around the edges first, so that we can dig hidey holes as necessary. And what is this? A butterfly? I've never seen a butterfly quite like that before. It looks like a chaos butterfly or something, right? I mean, the way it's blinking and the way I thought that butterflies were usually just one color. Maybe that was considered to not be clear enough. You know, I don't trust that. Some sort of chaos bomb. You know, well, why don't you just do your own thing, silly butterfly. New kind of scroll. What could it be? Scroll of vulnerability. Okay, that's a little bit dangerous. Probably not going to be too useful for us. Spiny frog. Okay, that's tough. Komodo dragon, also tough and slightly horrifying, as you can see. Let's back our way over towards the stairs. Or here, let's just dig into here. Perfect. And I don't know. I don't mind if these guys even see me a little bit. Let's just dig down here, though. And I'll get an infusion and try to chop my way through this spiny frog. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if the War Axe is better than the Hand Axe of Flaming. It seems like it a little bit to me. I'm not sure. We gotta find a scroll of branding or something, that'd be fine. Here comes a Komodo dragon. Yeah, you can come down here. Welcome to my lair. It's the lair within the lair. See, this is how you do it. You know, if you're a beast living in the lair, there's no civilization or anything here. You just find yourself a cave and stake your claim, stake your territory. Territory is very important for these beasts of the wild, you know? I mean, a lot of animals are extremely territorial. They'll sacrifice their lives. Oh, we're slowing down. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Yep, he's gonna, like, try to attack us, but now he's blind, so take that. Retribution. So he inflicts justice, which I appreciate. I like it when enemies get hurt for attacking us. It makes you think twice about attacking me. Again, that's a very sort of beast of the lair sort of attitude, right? You know, if we get some sort of venom or spines, like a porcupine or something like that, creatures will think twice if they're going to attack us. Because, you know, I mean, seriously, like, what are you going to attack me to just cut off the hands to spite the face? That's not how that expression goes. You know what I'm talking about, though. You attack me, and then it's a Pyrrhic victory because you just got poisoned. You just got stabbed with a porcupine spine in your face, and now you're going to die, too. So, evolve not to just to leave him alone. It'd be like those poison dart frogs that, you know, have the bright coloration, or, you know, the blue ring octopus. To warn people. Anyway, we got a book of burglary. What's in this again? Interesting. Yeah, okay. Now, I got some questions here. This is a good book for us. This is sort of the book that we wanted to find, actually. I think this might be, like, the perfect book for us. I would like to cast these spells. I really would like to cast most of these spells. I don't know if we can cast Swiftness, because we are a Formicid, and we have that stasis thing going on, so is that not going to work? I'm not sure. Pass Wall would be amazing. We'd have to learn 2 new schools of magic in order to make that work. Louise Rapid Deconstruction. If we were ever going to go for a Shadow Ninja type character, this could be a great option for us. We could just learn a bunch of Earth magic. We got a good aptitude for it, and then Louise Rapid Deconstruction could be a good ranged option. Invisibility seems a little highfalutin for us. I don't think that's going to be necessary in Darkness. So we don't care too much about those Hexes spells. But if we could take this opportunity, and Passage of Galubria is a way to cheat our innate stasis. Like, that's the thing. It's basically one of our only ways to teleport in the game. It's to the point where I almost want to just dump some points into translocations just to make that work. Pass Wall is the same thing, though. Pass Wall is basically like a Sword of Blink. And those are 2 schools of magic that we could also, you know, perhaps have a little bit more investment in and feel good about that, considering, you know what I'm talking about. We're not going to use the translocations for very much, although if we had good translocations, we could use it for phase shift and things like that, too. And Passage of Galubria is maybe just worth its weight in gold. So I don't know how to feel about this right now. I feel like Passage of Galubria could be a lifesaver. And then if I learn out my Galubria spells, I have great respect for Galubria. I really do. We already know one of his spells. Swiftness? I don't even know if that works, though. That's the problem. You know, I'm going to learn Passage of Galubria. Level 4 spell. I'm going to do it. I'm going to learn Passage of Galubria. Put it on G. And, you know, we'll learn up some translocations just because it's so unintuitive. You know, it'd be pretty hilarious to have a Formicid that actually had some sort of mobility blinking around like that. You know, it seems like we're cheating, but I call it just using what the dungeon gives us. You know, if the dungeon wants to give us a book of burglary that's so perfect like that, I'll take it. And if we can get up to casting Lee's Rapid Deconstruction or whatever, too, I think that's a pretty good plan for us. Chainmail over there, sure. I mean, we could lighten up on the armor a little bit if we had some dragon armor or something like that. That would be totally reasonable. You know, but we'd have to make it so we still have some AC, considering our lack of nimbleness. You know, we have Achilles tendon injury. Ooh, horrified by all the yaks. Alright, so there's a whole bunch of yaks, and it's sort of making us a little bit nervous. But it's okay, I don't think it slows us down or anything like that. And again, what we can't see can't hurt us. Right? Now we're not horrified. See? Problem solved. And we'll even start singing a joyful tune about the time that we hid from all the yaks, played it safe, used our cowardly tactics. It doesn't sound like it would make for a very exciting song, but it sounds like a very sensible song. It's a song that former kids can appreciate. Former kids are a practical people, pragmatic sort of race. They just sort of dig hives. Hey, Yaks, come on over here. We'll get up more infusion. Whoops, I keep messing it up. So I guess let's get up a song instead. Man, I can't cast any of these things. Come on, you got this. Infusion, unfortunately, is not going to do very much right now that I have no more magic left. So these Yaks are a little bit dangerous. But I guess we might as well infuse a couple of attacks here. And Rue believes we're ready to make a new sacrifice. Possibly a final sacrifice? I'm not sure, Rue. These sacrifices really came fast and hard. What can we do? Sacrifice drink? Oh man, I feel like that could not even be an option for us, considering that we've already sacrificed words. Sacrifice ice, necromancy, and conjurations. Does that mean we would not be able to cast regeneration? Or I could sacrifice impurity. Yeah, let's see. Sacrifice drink has got to be a major sacrifice, right? And it's just when I'm threatened, but, you know, I would appreciate to be able to quaff things when threatened. Although, honestly, what am I really going to be sacrificing here? I mean, I can't quaff haste, but heal wounds, definitely, or curing. That's what you want to be able to do. Unless we're proactive about it. I mean, it only seems to not work once you get down past a certain HP, but that's when you want to be quaffing those heal wounds, obviously. Sacrifice Arcana. Well, we'd be sacrificing regeneration. And sacrificing purity for dopiness. Which would be -2. I was just getting to the idea of casting a couple more advanced spells. I mean, we found some level 4 and 5 spells we'd like to be able to cast here. I have some Apocalypse abilities, which leads to Drain and such. Power Leap, which is just exhaustion. Oh, I can do that without skill drain. I should be power leaping all over the place. I didn't realize I could power leap. That's awesome. That's like the Barbarian from Diablo 2. I should be power leaping on everybody. And draw out power is when I can use to get health and magic in an emergency, I guess. I could reject these sacrifices. I feel like Rue would be like kind of miffed about that, but we've already made such serious sacrifices. Now, here's the question, though. Does Sacrifice Arcana mean that I can't actually train Necromancy, or I can't use Necromancy? Because that's a difference. I don't mind not being able to train Necromancy. Let's take a look at that. Sacrifice Arcana. Wait a second. A significant sacrifice. Let's see. Describe it. Sacrifice Arcana. Yeah, it means we can't cast Regeneration, which is a big shame. You know what, Rue? I think this is probably going to sound a little bit awkward, but I'm going to just reject these sacrifices. It's like, can we send this back to the chef? Do I really want to reject the sacrifices Rue is offering? Yeah. Rue will take longer to evaluate my readiness. You know what? That's fine, Rue. See, maybe that was a trick question. Maybe that was the correct answer there. You know, I mean, don't just pick something just because it's there on the table. We already have, like, a substantial Rue power level. For our final sacrifice, we can afford to be a little bit more discriminating. And with this Amulet of Faith, I'm sure it won't be too long. I mean, I'm sure Rue probably is going to sort of punish us a little bit for that. He's going to be like, oh, you don't want to take my sacrifice? Well, you know, why don't you wait another 30 years? But I don't even feel too bad about that. And a Book of Transfigurations. So, I mean, that's, again, pointing towards more transmutation on Earth. Okay, we got to do it. And Irradiate? Well, I almost sacrificed Conjuration, so... yeah, we gotta learn Stone Skin. Stone Skin is gonna be a standard buff. Alright, so let's do that. Memorize Stone Skin. Yes. Spell assigned to F? No, how about let's put it on S. Alright, and I guess I just have to remember to cast that. Maybe it's a more worthwhile thing to have here. Yeah, I'm gonna cast, put macro... 3. Redefine from ZS. Alright, so now I can cast Stone Skin just as a standard buff rather than Song of Slaying, which is a little bit more specialized. Galubria. Infusion has been nice for us, so I'll leave that there for now, although I might replace that eventually. Standard 1, 2, 3 buffs. And if we get more, we get more. We can get Phase Shift. I mean, that's what Scalds are all about. sort of the warrior mage type. You know, we got a big old axe, but we're not afraid to use our charms to our advantage either. And you know what? Now I just sort of got a dump. I'm I'm gonna take a dump of my skills here and just move everything, just train everything. See, we've got great transmutations and Earth's aptitudes. I know. Alright, so you know what? Charms is good enough for now. Let's turn that off. I gotta be a little bit more discriminating here. My armor and shields is getting fine, so let's unfocus those. There, now I've got like 10% across the board, 20% on axes. That feels more like where I am comfortable with. This is the skill distribution that I usually do. I try not to go below 10% because then I just feel like it might as well be basically random. But we want to get up all these skills, at least a couple of points in these sort of new exotic spells that we just learned. Stone Skin would be great. You know, we have a great affinity for the earth and mutation, apparently. And you see Irradiate was in there too. We could learn Irradiate. It would be a good goal for us, although I'm not sure if we're going to be able to handle it. Well, this hidey hole was pretty ineffective, but I'm completely unconcerned with the Quokka either. We reached level 12. Now this is interesting. I could get more strength. I could get more intelligence. I feel like with these spells that I'm trying to learn, maybe intelligence is the wiser option. It would be cool to have a nice even 20 strength, though. Better axe usage and such. So it's one or the other. Strength or intelligence. What do you say? You know, I'm going to put a point into intelligence. Oh, okay, we got double intelligence. So maybe that'll help a little bit. You know, I mean, we sort of entered a new phase here. We've suddenly discovered a lot of great spell books. You know, all of a sudden we have more spells than we know what to do with. And I really feel like we shouldn't neglect the magical aspect of our heritage here as a Skald. You know, we'll be a tank, but we won't be a stupid tank. Sure, we can't read. But lots of intelligent people can't read, right? At least we got the street smarts to know that we should dig a hidey hole in here. Okay, this is fine. And I'm sure, yeah, well, we can almost cast Shroud of Glubria. Let's try for a song, I guess. Oh, wait, no. What's the song at now? Actually, okay, so here's my new plan. I know this is going to take a second. All right, spells. Change Song of Slaying back to S. And then I'll just change this back to the way it was. To ZC. Alright, so now I can cast ZS to cast Song of Slaying as necessary. And hopefully this will be fine. Yeah, weird Chaos Butterfly causing butterfly effect over there or something. But we've got a bunch of skill points rising. Yeah, I mean, we're training up a bunch of new skills here, so we're likely to see rapid gains. At least for the time being. Komodo Dragon, we can't use scrolls. Yeah, these guys hit hard, don't they? But we hit harder. We got our axe. That's awesome. And we're going to just chop up this butterfly. This butterfly has vexed me for too long. Get over here, butterfly. Alright, you win this time, butterfly. No, you don't. I got him. That was cruel. I'm not sure why I did that. That wasn't very awakened of me. That was just Savage Sid trying to get over his savage nature. You know, we're sort of like Wolverine here, you know, dealing with Professor X. Professor X is asking us to make sacrifices, parts of our savage nature. You know, Wolverine had to sacrifice love too, in a sense. You know, he was always having those escapades over in Japan or whatever, Canada, having various flings with various girls or whatever. I think that was a thing, you know. But then Professor X, he had to come and calm him down. You know, he'd teach him that there's more than that to life. I know that's an oversimplification of the Wolverine story arc, but I have a certain sympathy for the anti-heroic nature of Wolverine. You know, some might say that Wolverine was hated by all as well, considering that, you know, most of the mutants were relatively not well liked, and Wolverine was, even among the mutants, something of a loner. So, you know, there you go. Although Wolverine wasn't a coward, so, you know, in that regard, I'm sure he would not sympathize with us very much. Anyway, that's Layer 2 complete. Whole bunch of other spells that we could try to figure out. Irradiate, if we get up tons of transmutations points, that could be okay. We don't want Blade's Hands or anything like that either, though. Wow, there's other forms too. We got tons of forms, including the possibility for, I don't know, statue form. We had a statue form game on this channel that was lots of statue form. It was fun, it was good. Hydra form is really interesting. That's a new spell in .16, I think. So, I mean, that would be something to try, I guess, although we're pretty tanky in our current form. I don't know if we need to go into a Hydra form to impress our foes. Is this just a door? Open it and close it. That's fun. There's the door in the middle of the lair. Scroll of enchant weapon. Okay, so that's interesting. What are we going to do? I guess I am going to use it on my +2 war axe because I'm using it all the time. We haven't seen any better axes, have we? Not yet. Amethyst potion. I'm willing to identify that. We got a couple of potions that we could be checking out. Potion of beneficial mutation. Okay. Potion of cure mutation. Okay. Interesting. And then we can just quaff E or check it out. Let's just identify it, I guess. Potions of flight. You know, that makes the... I did buy those potions of mutation before. If we're going to be sort of a mutated freak here, let's go and try that. You know, I'm feeling lucky. Maybe this is an awful mistake. Oh, we don't want to be horrified, though. Let's get over here and take them down one at a time. Necromancy skill going up. Alright, so that's fine. I wanted to train that a little bit. I should turn that off, though, relatively soon, because it's like... Yeah. Regeneration is not a top priority for me right now, I guess. I'm not sure what is a top priority for me. Never mind. We'll let it go up for another point at least. But I feel like that's something... You know, necromancy... I don't want to be an expert necromancer. I don't want to be an expert at any of those, honestly, except for maybe earth magic. But, you know, it's worth putting in a couple of points. It's worth to be a little bit cross-disciplinary here. Maybe a Song of Slaying. We'll go upstairs. We're slightly horrified by this, but I'm not as concerned as I could be. Trying to chop south there in order to take advantage of the property that I mentioned earlier, whether or not that's true. And we're good. Alright, let's go get that mutation. We're going to get it. We're going to try it, and we're going to quaff one of them. Alright. Quaff W. Interesting. That's pretty good. I'll take it. We have natural regeneration, which we've been trying to get magically anyway, so that's pretty cool. We're like a sweet regenerating sort of arthropod here. A lot of arthropods regenerate pretty quickly, like crabs or whatever. You know, you can chop off their arm, and then, you know, and they do that all the time. You know, we're very much an arthropod here. Arthropods, you ever see that video with that crab that just pulls off his own arm? Just because he knows in the long term it's going to be a worthwhile sacrifice. That's totally in the spirit of Rue. And we can regenerate now, and our vision is blurry, but you know what? That's totally okay, because we weren't going to be using scrolls in combat anyway, so it actually sort of makes sense. And we feel clever. So let's not push our luck. Let's just drop this other potion of mutation here, and now we'll quaff the potion of beneficial mutation. And I feel resistant to poisons naturally. Amazing. Okay, so now I've got more poison resistance than I know what to do with. Cool. Okay, that's great. I guess maybe we should be putting on a better ring if we have it, but, you know, for now, that's great. You know, just having extra redundancy on poison resistance is something we never have to worry about. We'll drop this potion of haste because it will never be useful. And, interesting. Alright, so I'm glad we went through that exercise. We got pretty lucky. It was a little bit of a roll of the dice. But, you know, you're constantly rolling dice in this game, aren't you? And maybe it was a risk that paid off, you know, and it was a calculated risk, right? Because we had these potions of cure mutation. We had at least one potion of cure mutation here in case things went really bad. Normally having, you know, the blurry vision is, like, definitely something that you're terrified about, honestly. So we're in a little bit of a unique situation here because of Rue, and I think that's pretty cool. I really am actually digging Rue so far, how he makes you make these sorts of interesting opportunity cost type decisions. That's what, you know, that's the interesting part of the game. I feel like this is a pretty cool idea for a god. We don't want to fight a whole pack of wolves, and they're pretty fast, so let's try to back over here maybe. I feel like if I get down in here... Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so now we can do this. We're slightly horrified, but we're not that horrified. We're not horrified enough for me to feel too bad about it. Now we are slightly more horrified than I'd like to be. But the wolves will also, like, attack each other or whatever. Rue is just going to drive them mad. Because you're not awakened enough. Man, just chop out some of your eyeballs. Then you'll understand the true light here. Understand the true religion. Scroll of fog. Fine. Can barely read it anyway. Formicid eyes. You know, Formicids have got those weird compound eyes. Ooh, very horrified. So let's try to maybe back up over here and not be so horrified. Is that a possibility? I'd like to maybe get to those stairs. Formicids have got those compound eyes, you know. They don't have very good resolution. But we make up for it in other ways. We've got antennae. We barely use our eyes, honestly. We communicate mostly through sense of smell. Translocation skill is increasing to level 2. And yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure how much Formikids are supposed to be like literally ants, like giant insects, and how much they're supposed to be like ant people with some aspects of both ants and humans in the same way that maybe a Naga is. But Naga is explicitly like half snake, half human, basically. I don't know. I like to think of it more as just like a giant ant. All right, so that's why I'm drawing all these insectoid comparisons. If we're going to be a Formikid, again, we're going to be a full measure Formikid. Yikes, bunch of blink frogs right here. We can at least reduce some of that by dragging them upstairs. Get up a Song of Slaying, though, and maybe one day soon we can cast... Yikes. One day soon... Yikes. I can cast Stone Skin or Shroud of Galubria. Because I'd love it if we could do that. Shroud of Galubria is down to 43%, better than even odds. Stone Skin is getting there. Transmutations is getting up. Yeah, when Necromancy gets up to 2, I'll probably turn that off for now. I can always just learn up some more charms. Make that a priority later. We have a natural rate of healing that's naturally high now, so... no need for spells if we got it in our DNA. We had an infusion like in the lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man. Alright, Savage Sid. Keep it rolling. Necromancy did make it up to 2. Let's turn that off. Just to make me feel a little bit better about this. I like the idea of transmutations and earth magic, getting up a stone skin this character. I sort of like to alternate between earth magic and air magic on these characters. And we had an ice magic guy not too recently. I guess I haven't had a fire magic guy in a while. Not since probably Tim on this channel, so... maybe we should do a fire magic guy eventually. I could have another crack at a fire elementalist. You just have to sort of be a conjurer, honestly. That's the thing. I mean, fire and conjurations go hand in hand. So if you're going to go fire, you're basically going to be a conjurer. And we just had a conjurer not too long ago with Ziberius. It'd be cool if there was some more fire-like support spells. Like ice, you can go ice just to learn Azukubo's armor or, stuff like that. Or there's another one, the shield one as well. We can't dig through this, so I'd rather back off in here. Yeah, let's do this. We're a little bit horrified. It's okay. Oh, that Blink Frog. Blink Frog played me for the fool a little bit by blinking to the other side of my supposed choke points. But we were able to kill the Spiny Frog. And, yeah, the rest of these Blink Frogs are not going to have the organization to be able to really pose a threat. That's the thing about Blink Frogs, is, the blinking seems annoying, but it's actually like a nerf for them. It's a mercy for the player. Because it means that you don't have to fight all of them at once. They can't really surround you. Unlike Nessos, for example. Nessos is an example of a blinking character where he really uses the blink to his advantage. Because, well, he's got a ranged weapon. These guys don't. A ranged blink frog would be a terrifying sight to behold. Don't want to give the dungeon crawl devs any ideas. They're cruel enough as it is. Okay, fine. Lamp of Fire. Interesting. Alright, so here's the evocations question. Are we going to go evocations? I sort of want to make it a lower priority, especially if I'm getting my intelligence and magic up right now. I'm distributing my skills a little bit too thinly as it is. Maybe I should pick up the Lamp of Fire and at least leave it at some sort of stash or something like that. But maybe we can try to invoke it one day. Or even if we only get 5 points in evocations, it's still probably a worthwhile investment for any character. Unless we end up sacrificing it. It seems like that would be a pretty major sort of sacrifice to me, though. I'm not sure. New kind of potion. What do we got? Potion of invisibility. Okay, we can go invisible. That's not a stasis issue. That's Rupert, and he's got a great sort of holy wrath. Yikes. I definitely feel a twist of horror about that. That red text is very intimidating. -2 just from the sight of him. He's going to go berserk and try to paralyze us, which means I'd like to have my magic resistance up. But unfortunately, I don't have time to change out of my armor, I don't think. Maybe he'll hopefully die. I don't want to die to Rupert. Can I try to, poison him a little bit? He's poisoned, definitely. He's stunned by my will, and he's even sicker, so he's easy enough to hit at least. Alright, so let's get out our own axe. I'll try to get my buffs up. Can I get a Shroud of Galubria? Would be great, and then maybe at least I can deflect his shots, and then he'll get stunned by my will. Because, seriously, I got tons of will. So Thin Shroud is covering our body, you know, distortional type effect. If we can't dodge attacks, you know, if we have sacrificed all our nimbleness, at least we can, like, direct shots away from us. He's gone berserk. I hate that. It's going to do a lot of damage if he hits. But, oh, like that! He hit me with a Great Sword of Holy Wrath. Should I dig? Should I dig? I feel like I should dig. Shaft myself? Yes. Fall through shaft for 2 floors. It's fine. If he took me out for like nearly half my life. There's... Oh, okay, more horror coming my way. Yeah, fortunately stunned by my will long enough that it's no problem, basically. Let's get over here. Can I, like, just dig to safety a little bit? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do exactly. I thought I was in a safer spot than that. But you know what? This is fine up here. Let's just sort of recuperate for 1 second here. Yeah, that... Ooh, this is terrifying. Terrifying. Okay, so we don't want to be messing with this. Let's heal up. 1 potion of heal wounds. But it's better than death. And infuse my attacks, please. Take out this Komodo dragon as efficaciously as possible. Yikes. Okay, deal with this, please. Just deal with this. I don't want to use more than 1 healing here. Yeah, like Stone Skin. Any day now, please. Stone Skin is getting there, and Shroud of Glubria is definitely castable. More charms, even, I think. I mean, my charms is sort of like a common thread here. I would love to get my charms up a little bit, too. Axe is up to 10. Armor up to 10, which is nice. In fact, I can turn armor off sometime soon, possibly. Shields, too. I mean, I would like to be able to completely eliminate that penalty. But we're okay. All right, we're feeling better now. We can go upstairs and try to figure out how to deal with Rupert. He was fine until he went berserk. I wish I had the ability to cast Passage of Glubria, but that's not happening anytime soon. Regeneration is down to 71%, so it's at least like plausible to cast now. And I could just ignore Rupert. Well, let's try this blowgun one more time. Poisoned, even sicker. Hopefully you should just get super sick. And then I guess we'll try again. I feel like we were doing okay until he hit us for like 1,000,000 damage. Let's try 1, 2. Rupert went berserk. So should I just run? Or what should I do here? Should I just quaff a thing? Can you see invisible? He can see invisible. How can you see invisible? He's just a barbarian. I guess he has acute senses or something like that. We could go berserk. We can't go berserk, but we could try a potion of might or something like that. I guess let's try a potion of might. And hopefully... Yikes, we're getting horrified. How are we just horrified now? He's almost... Oh, the fungus is almost destroyed. Great, thanks. He hits himself with the Great Sword of Holy Wrath, so that's what we need, Rue. Please, alright? Rue is really allowing us to take down these bad boys. But, you know, I mean, the magical infusion is almost out. We hopefully can finish the job here. We killed Rupert. I'm not sure how much of that was might and how much of that was Rue hitting himself. But, you know, stop hitting yourself, Rupert. Stop hitting yourself. That's what I have to say to that. That's Savage Sid's extremely mature way of dealing with the situation. We're just happy to be alive. I mean, if he can hit us, he could probably two-shot us if he got lucky rolls. Scroll of Fear is something, although we can't read it in emergencies, or barely at all with our compound eyes. They gotta make smell scrolls here, you know? That's how Formikids record information. It's through complex pheromone vial sequences. You know, you smell your way through great works of Formikid literature. It's pretty incomprehensible to humans, but Savage Sid, he's surprisingly well-read, or well-smelled, I suppose. If that makes any sense, which it doesn't. We're going to keep going. All right, we already saw a little bit of Layer 4 here, and a little bit of Layer 5. It looked nasty, too. Erica, I don't remember how nasty Erica is. She was marked with red. Polar Bear, okay. Yeah, and being able to cast Shadow Glubria again... It's a nice feeling. We almost have like a good suite of buffs that we can use. Rather than just one buff, that level 1 infusion, which is barely anything. Acquired a Potion of Might here. That definitely seemed to come in handy. We can use it against uniques as necessary. We've got to make sure that we're really using our potions because, well, we don't have access to our scrolls most of the time, so we're definitely going to try to capitalize on that. We have some good... why do we have this Wand of Teleportation? I guess we could use it to teleport somebody else. So that's a theoretical possibility. but we can't use it on ourselves. We'll probably drop it if it comes to that. We got some things to drop, though. I mean, we're also carrying around a bunch of other random stuff that we don't really need. Earth magic going up. So come on, show me a castable stone skin sometime soon. Almost 50% odds. We're looking good here. Cool. Translocation's going up, sort of semi-counterintuitively. But one of these days, Passenger Galubria is going to save our life. You just watch. A pitted rapier. Okay, well, I would have liked to find that in the Harrigan game, wouldn't we? But on the other hand, we found some great axes in the Harrigan game, so it sometimes just seems like the random number generator is mocking you, which it is. But also, we made it to level 13, which is like halfway there, almost. Almost up to 100 HP. Feeling relatively mature. You know, almost out of our larval stage here. Cool, and we can read scrolls again, no problem. Nah, not even worth checking out that rapier, honestly. Where's that? To the shoals, and that's not just a mimic? Nope, alright, so we're headed to the shoals this game. That is intriguing. And slightly worrying. I think we can handle it. I guess maybe we should try to find the ability to fly or something like that. There's another glowing hand axe. Is this worth checking out? I mean, I guess. Maybe just identify it. I only have one scroll of identify, though. Let's just wield it. It's a +2 hand axe of flaming. Well, we already have one of those. So I guess we'll just drop this one. Yeah, I mean, beating me over the head about it. Just, well, we're going to run into a Hydra around the corner, probably. It's like, just in case you forgot, there's going to be Hydras here. Your axe is not going to do it. Cool, though. I can certainly take these frogs. The frogs, so far, have not really proven to be a threat. By the way, how's my hunger on these things? No hunger on infusion, which is great, because I cast it all the time. And 2 pips on these basic, you know, core buffs that we're going to be casting all the time. Regeneration not looking too bad. Honestly, yeah, this hunger level is not too bad. We get up a little bit more spell casting. I could probably afford to turn that off sometime soon as well. We're done exploring here. Alright. Let's keep going. I've got at least a couple more floors in me. I don't know if I want to necessarily power my way to the end of the lair in this video, just because I do have to get ready for work sometime soon, and I don't want to be, like, rushing myself. You know, I don't want my commentary to get all nonsensical, more nonsensical than it usually is. You know, I feel like I have to rush. Sometimes I get grumpy, and then I'm just like, oh, yeah, then we fight the Hippogriff, then we rush around here, then we do this. And I don't want it to be like that, man. I want to take my time, have a good time. You know, I don't have to rush through to the end of the lair here, just because it's like a breaking point. That's what we have become awakened. You know, we don't care about the natural boundaries of the game. It's like, you know, doing a coloring book and coloring outside of the lines. That's what Rue teaches you. Don't always color within the lines. And also chop out an eyeball every once in a while, just to remind yourself of that fact. Trapdoor spiders, so are we going to be going to the spider's nest as well? I don't mind going to the spider's nest, especially with our innate poison resistance. It makes us look like we're a lot more mutated than we are, considering we've got all of these awful Rue sacrifices that we've made. But, yeah, that looks like it's going to be the spider's nest. Chopping my way through fungus is totally fine. We're good, though. See? This is fine. Don't want to get too tangled up. A bunch of trapdoor spiders. Chop north. Chop north. Only slightly horrified by this fact, but I can't really run away because there's nets everywhere. Just want to chop my way through both these spiders. Hopefully they'll both die at approximately the same time. Cool, now I can take both these guys, I think. And they're both dead. And we get some delicious, delicious spider meat. Which sounds pretty good, actually, to a former kid like me. You know, insects, arthropods eat other arthropods all the time. You always see ants pulling apart grasshoppers or spiders or something like that. So honestly, a delicious big old arthropod like that, it sounds like it would be just up my appetite. Quiver unavailable. That's interesting. Why does it say that exactly? Is it because I'm wearing a shield or something? I'm not sure. I'm miscasting Infusion a couple times in a row. I'm also held. Oh, that's because I'm held. I see. I can't throw anything because I'm held. I was a little bit worried about that. Here's a Death Yak. I think I gotta, like, run away from this. 2 Death Yaks. I'm gonna be slightly horrified. Yeah, especially if it can attack me like that. Is that a torpor snail? Okay, but actually a torpor snail is literally of no worry for us, considering that we have the stasis. Please let's not get caught in this web. So if I could just drag this death yak upstairs or something like that. Downstairs. Fine. And then can we get into this wall here? This is fine. All right, so we got our infusion. Let's make sure that we can have a shroud up. Maybe even a stone skin. Stone skin is castable. Let's try it. Yeah, a little bit more armor is going to be important. We could read scrolls again if we wanted to, but I don't see the point. We're hopefully going to be able to do some damage against this death yak. It's tough. I mean, this is a slugfest right here. Yikes, 44, my shroud falling apart. Death yak died because it gored itself. That's amazing. Seriously, we can turn these foes against themselves. And anytime you can do that, I mean, it obviously is going to scale very well. You know, if these guys are casting their most powerful attacks at themselves. Remember when we took out Grinder like that because he paralyzed himself? You know, death yaks goring themselves. It is a fantastic state of affairs. We just have to be able to be tanky enough to survive a couple of turns. And we can do that. Get up a proper Shroud of Glubria, take this torpor snail. We'll take him downstairs. Even though we can't be slowed, it looks like he can still bite for a reasonable amount. And a couple of death yaks here. Yeah, so I mean, this is definitely sort of a turning point in the lair. You know, I mean, at some point in the lair, you know you're going to find death yaks. You don't know if it's going to be today. You don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. But it's one constant in life. You know, there's always going to be death yaks. You're always going to run into one death yak. You're probably going to run into elephants too. Maybe the dire elephant. But I mean, that's not a guarantee. That's not nearly as much of a guarantee. You always see the death yaks. I can't think of one time when I got through lair and I didn't see a death yak. So I guess we're at that stage of the lair. And maybe that would be a pretty good breaking point here, honestly. After I clear this floor, I think we'll call it a video. And Erica has been actually downgraded to a yellow level threat in the time since I've seen her last. That's kind of a cool thing about shafting around and doing things non-sequentially. Interesting. Erica tried to attack herself. I guess we can probably handle this, but I don't want to get paralyzed and then wailed on by Erica at the same time. So let's try to just take her downstairs, or take the Basilisk downstairs. Okay, well now we have to deal with a couple of these things at once. But it's okay. I can deal with two Basilisks. I just don't want to deal with like a Basilisk and a Unique at the same time. We are going to get petrified, but these guys are also going to kill themselves probably and then gradually die. Yep, Earth Magic going up substantially. Do we really need it to be that high? I mean, I guess if I'm going to be casting Stone Skin as a core buff, then maybe yes. Regeneration also getting there. Just from my spellcasting going up, I guess. Maybe it's time for a little bit more charms. Sure, let's turn on charms. I'd like to have more respectable charms than that. But even not too high, because, I mean, I can't cast haste. That's sort of the big payout for charms sometimes, and it's not going to be useful for us unless we haste our allies somehow. But we don't have any allies because we are hated by all, so never mind about that. Erica. Alright, Erica. You want to tangle? You want to tango? One or the other? Stone Skin, maybe? Okay, yeah, Stone Skin didn't seem to help that much. But Erica, you should just maybe... Ooh, Orb of Energy exploded. I hate that. It did like 20 damage, but also Erica hit herself with a Scimitar of Flaming, which is good. You're gonna die, right? Yeah, you're gonna die. Just hits me with the Scimitar of Flaming. Yikes, that's nasty. But on the other hand, these guys are gonna die immediately. Killed the Adder, and you look slightly unstable. Stop teleporting away, please. Good. Alright, Erica died before she had the opportunity to leave. Because that's just the coward's way out. Again, that's strong AI. I gotta give him that. It's good survivability. Yaks, regular yaks, are still considered to be yellow. I'm slightly surprised by that, honestly. Maybe if I saw a couple of them at once, that would be dangerous. But honestly, not even really. Ruined Robe, Scimitar of Flaming. There's various cool swords and stuff, which would be neat. But I'm not about that game right now. Give me an axe. I have some better axe here. Nope, looking for a big old Executioner's axe or something like that. Cool, even our translocation's getting up pretty respectable. I guess that means Passage of Glubria. It's within the realm of possibility now. We don't want to try it because we'll just get cast into the abyss. But it's something eventually, one of these days. And Regeneration Even. Regeneration Even should be a standard buff sometime soon, probably. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to put that on 4. Macro 4 for, I don't even know what it is. What is it? D. Macro for Z, D. Cool, because that's going to be important enough later that I'm going to want to cast it all the time. Scroll over charging. Okay, yeah, let's use that right now. I might want to heal wounds, which is like the best thing ever. Yeah, 7 charges on that guy now. Totally reasonable. Totally excellent, you might say. A shiny buckler. Okay, well, I would hate to give up my shield, but we'll check it out. Its poison resistance, not even worth it. We have so much poison resistance right now. It would be cool to have a slightly better enchanted shield or something like that. Something with a little bit more of a magical ego or a little bit of a just higher quality enchantment on there. But for now, we're just happy to be able to block things. I mean, you can't substitute just having a big old shield to be able to block things in combat. You know, anything that's hitting the shield is not hitting us. And so far as I'm concerned, that's a good thing. We gotta embrace the tank. We can take some yak horns, you know, that's no problem. It hurts sometimes, but we've got a big old plate of metal between us and them, and sometimes that's all the difference in the world, not to mention like gravitational distortional effect and what have you. We should be able to take out this spiny frog, right? Yeah, we just got a couple unlucky rolls there. Maybe I should have gotten up a few more buffs. You get in the habit of casting Stone Skin. Yeah, Stone Skin is getting to the point now that it's totally castable. I should be casting that all the time, or at least trying to. It's not going to cost any major contamination or anything like that, and we have, you know, enough magic that we can afford to take a couple of tries at it. Scroll of Enchant Armor. Let's read that. And enchant what exactly, though? How about my pair of gloves? I kind of enjoy having a nice pair of gloves. Because we haven't seen any better ones, right? I always forget. I always check it after the fact in the hopes that I didn't accidentally just bone myself. Alright, so we're fine. Layer 5 is complete. And you know what? That video is great. I think it went on for about an hour. I'm not going to push things, alright? Next time we'll finish up the rest of the layer. Maybe even hit up the Orcish Mines if we got time, or at least start to do it. But, you know, we're not, you know, constrained by these natural boundaries anymore. We understand, Rue, what you have told us. So, what's up, Rue? Here, can we pray? Rue is extremely pleased with me. Thanks, Rue. I'm extremely pleased with you, too. Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.